Welcome back to the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. It is Day 4 action at the 2022 Canadian Mixed Curling Championship here in snowy Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. My name is Al Cameron, joined today by Mel Keating for this morning's Draw 9 game, a big game for both teams. It is Jamie Cooey's team from the Northwest Territories, representing the Yellowknife Curling Club, taking on Team Ontario, skipped by Scott McDonald, and playing out of the St. Thomas Curling Club. Both these teams do have ambitions of advancing to that championship pool. The Territories would qualify for the championship pool. They are unbeaten in 3 games, a perfect 3-0 record. Ontario, having lost its first 2 games, has now won 2 in a row, and they have a chance to take a step closer to that championship pool with a win today. So both teams in the hunt. We'll briefly run down the lineups for both teams. Team Ontario, this is Laura Neal. She is at lead rock. She'll be throwing first. Matthew Hall is the second. He's a former World Junior champion. Laurie Eddy is the vice skip, and Scott McDonald is the skip. They play out of the St. Thomas Curling Club. The Northwest Territories, playing out of the Yellowknife Curling Club, lead Megan Kohler. The second is Cole Parsons. The third, Margot Fleming. And the skip is Jamie Cooey. As mentioned, joined today by Mel Keating. Mel, you've been here during the week. You've seen these teams in action. What are your thoughts on today's game?
Well, I think probably what we're looking at is Jamie Cooey plays an extremely intelligent game, so McDonald's team is going to have to really place their rocks well to overcome this. They're both very good teams. I just think Jamie made a little more experience in the top end.
Certainly, Jamie Cooey has played in a million Briars. That's probably a little bit of an exaggeration, but not much. 15 Briar appearances, but Scott McDonald, no slouch. He's played in the Briar a couple times, representing Ontario and Nova Scotia. So both have some Briar experience, but in terms of sheer games played, yeah, you're right. Jamie Cooey near the top of the list for sure, and he's a 3-time medalist at this event, a silver medal and 2 bronze medals, including last year in Canmore with this same lineup. So, and that 3-0 record. The only challenge today for Jamie is this is a 3-draw day for him. That was the result of his team not being able to be here for opening day on Sunday, so the draw had to be adjusted, and the end result is they will play in all 3 draws today. But they can do themselves a big favor with a win here today. That would get them into the championship pool. So off to a good start. Ontario with that center guard, and Northwest Territories come a little deep. They're behind the tee, so that's an opportunity here for Laura Neal.
I did, and it changed. Okay.
Still thought it was good.
I did too.
You know, we talk about that experience factor, Mel and Jamie Cooey, but Scott McDonald's team, no shortage of it themselves. You got Scott, who's been in a couple Briars. Laurie Eddy has played in numerous Scotties Tournament of Hearts. She's a former Scotties silver medalist in 1997, playing with Alison Goring. Lost that final to Saskatchewan's Sandra Schmerler at the Agrodome in Vancouver. And mentioned Matthew Hall, former Canadian Junior and World Junior champion, playing second for Tyler Tardy in 2019, and also won the U Sport Championship in 2020, skipping Wilfrid Laurier. And that is a notable curling event because that was the last sports event on Earth before the world shut down for the pandemic. So he was the last last athlete of any kind to hoist a championship trophy and put a gold medal around his neck before COVID-19 was dominating the headlines for the next 2.5 years.
Yeah, I think COVID set a lot of these teams back to a certain extent. You don't play competitive for a couple of years. It takes a while to regain your footing, but they're all professional curlers in their own right. So I don't think there's any issue. It's just it takes a while to get your understanding back to the real competitive curling as opposed to club curling.
So it is the Northwest Territories with last rock, and chance to hit and stick for 2 right now. Cole Parsons is the second.
Yeah, Lee was good. Just never wanted to come up enough.
Whoa! Margo! Yep!
Margot Fleming trying to carve that one over, see if they can avoid the jam, but I think that will jam on their own. And a big break for Ontario as Scott McDonald takes that Ontario or that Northwest Territories stone through the rings. So suddenly, instead of the Northwest Territories having a chance to sit 2, it is Ontario with a chance to sit 2 behind their own center guard.
Yeah, if he can get this in there, it's the best of both worlds. He has his own guard in front, and Curry can't really do a whole lot with it to help himself.
Laurie's rock. Laurie. Hard, Laurie. Hard, Laurie, you got a chance. Hard, Laurie, hard.
Already trying to get this onto the rings.
Okay, that's good.
With it just a little bit short, but now you got the stagger and really not much of an option here for Jamie Cooey.
Hard.
Looks like he squeezed that one a little bit.
Hard. Hard to make
It's
the
running
double.
pretty straight.
Hard to make the double. Yep.
Jesus, what a slide.
Yep.
Whoa.
Shaky slide, but not a bad result. Leaves one of their own rocks in front of the house, so that's still a better outcome than it was. Here's Laurie Eddy. As noted, she played for Ontario at the 1997 Scotties, but also skipped none of it as a free agent player in 2021 in the bubble, and in 2020 as well.
You gotta go.
And at that 2020 Scotties, none of it had a couple of wins, including a big win over
Hard line, you gotta go.
Northern Ontario, which caught a lot of people by surprise. But Laurie is a very, very fine curler.
No.
She'll be actually playing with Team Ontario at the Everest Canadian Senior Championships next month in Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. She'll be playing second on a team skipped by Joanne Rizzo. First look at Margot Fleming. She plays second for the Yellowknife team, that is women's team, that is skipped by Jamie's twin sister Carrie Galusha. Trying to get this around their own center guard. Big opportunity here for the Territories. Cole Parsons trying to keep it on line.
Hard, you got to balance here.
And to drag it as far as they can, but that
Dead.
just a little bit short. And boy, oh boy, this is big trouble if Ontario can get another one behind that.
Top 12, bite the 8. If we can get half buried, that's great, Laurie.
Yeah, they got staggered guards up there now. They can't do much with the front.
And the stagger is not lined up really good for the Territories either.
Close. Yep. Yeah, whoa then. Go for line right now. Yep. Hard, Laura. Matt. Hard, Matt. Go, Matt, go. Yep. Just keep going. You got a good one. Yes. Whoa.
There's a wonderful shot by Laurie Eddy. Finishes above the tee and just about completely in jail. So this will be Margot Fleming looking to clean house in front.
Yeah, she has to get something moving off the front to give Jamie a chance on his last rock.
Whoa, Megan!
Oh my God.
And you hear the frustration in Jamie's voice.
That's her spot. thinking about here.
Yeah, it doesn't go crazy.
Mentioned Ontario lost its
Based
first
off
2
my
games.
first
7-6 to Prince Edward Island and then 7-5 in the Battle of Ontario, losing to Trevor Bonneau's Northern Ontario team from Thunder Bay. Since then, bounced back with a couple wins. 6-2 over Nova Scotia's team Paul Fleming, and then 5-2 last night against Newfoundland Labrador's Will Butler. And Ontario will finish its round robin tonight against Manitoba, which stacks up to be a big game that could decide the 4th and final spot into the championship pool out of their pool, their preliminary pool. Scott McDonald. He's been picked up, by the way, by James Grattan. He'll be playing vice skip for the James's New Brunswick team
Almost it. No,
as a free agent.
Halfway tight. Halfway tight.
Yeah, line's good.
Halfway.
Just hold it there. We're loosening it a little.
Halfway.
Got a good-looking guard coming in here. He's
Nice. Good call.
kind of got Jamie Cooey in the spot of bother here.
Big spot. I think Jamie will take on the peel now to see if he can give himself a shot for his last.
We've been all week. Well, you know, except for the obvious.
Next in this Territories team, having won 3 in a row after its travel issues getting here.
Triple peel looks close.
You hear the call from Jamie there. The Territories opened with a 5-2 win over Team Newfoundland Labrador, then doubled Manitoba. Team Corey Chambers 6-3, and then yesterday afternoon, a 6-5 win over Prince Edward Island. And after this game against Ontario, the Territories will play Northern Ontario this afternoon and Nova Scotia tonight.
Shooter! Get that on there! Go, 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 go!
That's a very, very nice effort from Jamie Cooey.
Yeah, it opened up his draw from both ends now, so he should be breathing a little more sigh of relief after that shot. Still in trouble.
Open on the outside kind of
I
thing.
actually had you here.
Yeah, I threw that weird though.
Okay, so there.
Just like 6 feet more.
I threw that weird. I've said that on every shot of my life, I can tell you, but Scott McDonald has a little higher standard than I do.
Yep, like half in front of the red.
Yeah, just like 4 feet more than you just gave us. Even if you're a little short like top 12, it's more important to get the line right?
Scott McDonald, his final shot of this first end. It's been all Ontario.
No deeper than biting.
Okay.
Lori, just the hair last.
Line's good. Pretty big. Top 4. Top 8.
We're there. Oh,
Okay.
top 4.
Do it.
Freezing the yellow.
Okay.
Close then.
Oh. Still freezing the yellow.
Okay, we're
Bite the
crossing.
4.
It's
We're crossing the
Go. Yep. 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 Yep.
Yep.
Good.
Good.
Perfect.
Good.
Perfect.
Good.
Perfect.
Good. Good. Nice
So it
shot.
is Ontario sitting 3, and
it does grind in if you can
Jamie
just
Cooey
leave it, but
will have to find a good chunk of that forefoot to avoid giving up a steal and get on the scoreboard himself.
Yeah, hitting the top rock does him no good because he can't get a shot out of it even if he makes the double. So he has to pretty much play the draw.
You guys were jumping us hard, right? She must have been late. No?
Yeah.
In the tee.
Final shot, first end, Jamie Cooey looking to draw against 3 Ontario counters.
I got good. I got good. I got there. I got there.
That's good.
No back. No help. No help.
Where is it?
I think you're there. Take a look, Cole.
Take a look. Take shot.
Take a look, guys.
Jamie believes it's there, the other guys didn't. They were both right.
Yeah.
Right on the pin. What a great shot by Jamie Cooey under some terrific pressure. Great first end, Mel. If that's any indication, we're in for a treat this afternoon. We'll be right back to Prince Albert after this. first end, and the Territories do get a single point on a wonderful draw by Jamie Cooey. And we are underway in the second end. This is Megan Kohler's first shot. She is 33. She's an administrative assistant at the Territorial Health Services with the Government of the Northwest Territories. She's also got great bloodlines. Her mom, Sharon Cormier, represented the Territories at numerous editions of the Scotties, and her grandfather, Al Damledge, member of the Canadian Curling Hall of Fame, also skipped at the Brier with his Territories teams a number of times. Good curling family there.
Yeah, you see that trend a lot, and a lot of these teams there's a lot of history in the background of a lot of these curlers on the ice right now.
And there's Laura Neal. She's the 29-year-old lead for Team Ontario. She's a Director of Communications for the Canadian Medical Hall of Fame. She wanted to make sure we said hello to Willis, her 10-pound mini, repeat mini, Dachshund, who she insists will be watching today's game. So, hi, Willis. Willis may have averted his eyes as that draw came up just a little bit heavy, so a chance now for Megan to get one behind that center guard she just threw.
Looks real heavy. Don't touch it. Looks through.
This looks a little heavy as well. Must be a bit of a flat spot there.
So we'll just pretend like those last two shots didn't happen. And this will be Laura Neal with another chance to get behind that center.
Like 95-4 should be real close. Yep, I agree. Okay, that's better for sure.
Line should be good. Looks like hot still.
Easy, Tiger.
A nice line coming in on this one. And
Close. Line.
sweepers seem to think it's going to be better better weight.
That's rock. Far as you can go, Matt. Far as you can go.
Go. Check the keys.
Curling a bit. Yep.
See if they can get a little finish on that, and be about half buried. Cole Parsons now. He's an air traffic controller working for NavCan at Yellowknife Airport. Just got married last month. He and his wife Allie took a 8-day honeymoon to Europe. And Cole also happens to be the president of the Yellowknife Curling Club for the last 4 years, so giving back to the sport as a volunteer.
Okay.
Just didn't want to finish that stone.
Yeah, the weight was perfect. He just didn't finish up like the Yellow Rock did.
Here's Matthew Hall. Mentioned he's a former World Junior champion. Played with Tyler Tardy. They won 2019 and 2019 Canadian and World Junior Championships. Matt also, he was moved to BC to join that team. 2 years earlier, he was skipping Ontario at the Canadian Juniors and lost the Canadian Junior final to Tyler Tardy. If you can't beat him, join him.
This rock's bending in very nicely.
Straight back or straight peel?
Straight back. Gotta get rid of some yellows here.
Nope, didn't quite get his wish there, but he got rid of the front one anyway.
Matt's 25, Matthew Hall. He works in the gambling industry. He's a odds maker for CoolBet, specifically for their curling lines that they offer. And fun fact about Matt, he claims to know the script of all 3 Austin Powers movies by heart. And if you want to talk about a valuable life skill, I think that's one of them.
I'm not sure that's really a valuable life skill. But
Listen, I'm not ruling it out.
Lots of line right now.
That's a beauty, as everybody knows in curling. He's just a real good guy to be around. Lots of fun.
All the way, Lori. All the way, Lori. You got to keep it moving.
Lori, as far as it goes.
You got to keep it moving. Hard, hard, hard.
Guard put up there, but
Stay wider.
I think there's path for Margot Fleming to get at it.
Half rock or no, a little less. Half rock.
Margot's 28 years old. She's a PhD student in geography at the University of Waterloo. Studies the use of satellite data for snow measurements in subarctic regions, such as this one, and there's been some snow to measure, I can tell you.
Yeah, she won't be out of work if she lives here.
Margot and Matthew, by the way, do have a history. They both grew up curling at the Westmount Golf and Country Curling Club in Waterloo, and both attended the University of Waterloo. Margot's 3 years older, but certainly know each other. Now,
Very
he's
nice
trying
shot.
to get that as far back as possible. Pretty good shot, though, from Margot Fleming. Get a look here at Lori Eddy. She's 51, and among her many achievements, and she's just one of those people who gets a lot out of curling, which is wonderful to see. She is the co-host of the Two Girls in a Game podcast with Mary Chilvers, which many consider and to be the #1 curling podcast in the world, and there's probably a good argument to be made for that. They certainly have a lot of fans and a lot of fun to listen to those two. Mary, by the way, will be a teammate of Lori at those Everest Canadian Seniors next month in Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. And Lori, by the way, is one of the models for the recently released 2023 Curling Cares calendar, which is awesome. Her charity is the Canadian National Institute for the Blind in honor of her daughter, Ashlyn. And that was a great shot by Lori to get behind that corner guard. Not much else the Territories can do except play at the open one. Margot Fleming.
Whoa! Whoa! Yep! Whoa! Clean.
Very nice controlled throw there.
Okay.
We're shot.
Okay.
We could come just to here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're hair heavy, that's okay.
Yeah. Can I give you
Like this?
similar? Or you need a couple feet
3
more?
feet more, for sure. Yeah. Did you throw one off the line here in practice? Okay. I would agree, but you can definitely be a hair solid here, I think. Like,
Nailed it.
through!
No.
Close.
Clean. Whoa.
Through! Just through!
No.
Whoa. Matt.
Get it over there, Matt.
Good. Yep. Keep going.
Okay.
A little heavier than maybe Scott had called for, but the end result is that Ontario sits 2.
It's all right. Yeah. Great throw.
Gives them a bit of an option for
69.
Northwest Territories to maybe possibly roll in behind now, but still behind the line. So
I see what I want to see.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Zeus, why am I throwing 8 and 6?
Jamie Cooey, his first shot here in the second end. Jamie's 45, works for the government of the Northwest Territories as the deputy minister in the Department of Lands. And we mentioned he's been to 15 Tim Hortons Briars skipping the Northwest Territories, as well as numerous editions of the Canadian Mixed. He's got a lot of Northwest Territories jackets, suffice it to say. Trying to hold this shooter in the rings. It will stay. Let's see if
It will curl. I had through. Yeah, I had through late.
we'll try the freeze again here.
Freeze, I think, on the red.
I mean, if we drop it on the tee line, that's great.
Yeah.
If you can come down and lock it right on that.
This spot is the same as like practice. Yeah, she just threw a ton on her.
Scott is 36. He's an accident benefits claims adjuster for Intact Insurance.
Second shot. Oh, the one to the forefoot. I think
Done a lot
we
of
were the same.
work in the curling
Yeah, 'cause we
business.
didn't
He's
touch that one.
instructed
We'll
at the
get that
Trillium
back.
Curling Camp in Kitchener-Waterloo in the past, and also has worked, volunteered at the WCF's
Oh wait, sorry.
popular junior camp in Fusen, Germany, many times in the past. It's always been a great camp that has developed some great young talent around the world.
Line's good. T-line. Okay.
We're there.
One thing Canada's been very good at lately is exporting our knowledge around the world for the,
Looks a little warm.
especially the European and the Korean,
No back
Japanese teams.
Saw that on display at the Pan Continental Championships last week in Victoria, or in Calgary.
Yep.
We'll see how this freeze might be a little short, but they did mention that right on the tee line in front of it is okay.
Yeah, just
Have to be careful with it.
Yeah.
can't really roll off it, or you'll drive it on your
I think
own.
it's just like if we keep a broom down, it'll help it glide. But if we're just like standing there, sort of watching it, it'll dig in. Yeah. No, I was with you the whole way. I didn't really want to touch that. I never thought.
Here, Matthew Hall for Team Ontario talking about the glide path and the approaches, the sweepers for the front end. They believe that this is good sweeping ice, and that has been a comment for a lot of people here. The great ice surface put together here at the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center by Drew Horchuk, the chief ice technician here, and his crew.
That's fine, baby. Just leave it,
So the call was just to peel this out. Don't take any chances. And it will be a draw for 2 for Team Ontario. Touch the 8 will get it done, and that's a win for Ontario to come back with a deuce after giving up 1 in the first end.
That was well curled in. They got a rock in behind cover, and Northwest Territories couldn't really do anything with it.
Whoa. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Scott McDonald with a draw to score 2. Just needs to touch the 8 foot.
Curling a little. Put it right on the tee. 15-8, 14-8. Really nice.
Yeah, very nice draw to finish the end.
So it is a deuce that will go on the board for Team Ontario. They will take a 2-1 lead into the third end. Northwest Territories will have hammer when we come back after this.
Saskatchewan is cold. So cold that you'll often hear locals ask each other, is it cold enough for you? The bold and brave, they'll already know the answer to this question. Saskatchewan is cold enough. Cold enough to cover our land with new possibilities, to freeze time and place and create long-lasting memories. Cold enough to make us appreciate the warmth of others and bring our communities even closer together. Saskatchewan, cold enough.
Welcome back to the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center site of the 2022 Canadian Mixed Curling Championship. And we've had a great start to this morning's feature game between the Northwest Territories and Team Ontario. Ontario scoring 2 in the second, and it will be the Territories with hammer here in the third. So Lauren Neal puts one right on the button, and the Territories will ignore it and ask Megan Kohler to put up the corner guard.
Yeah, he's being very aggressive quick in the game here, so you understand the Canadian game, you don't have a lot of time to wait.
Just a 2. Stop sweeping it then. Just a 2. Okay, well, let it dig or something.
She looks a little heavy on this one.
Nice
For
normal
what
out
she's,
here.
it's digging in.
Go, girl.
Nice normal.
Give you a quick rundown. There's 4 games on the ice here this morning, the final day of preliminary round robin play. Just saw Manitoba steal one in the second end, so it is Manitoba's team. Corey Chambers from Miami, Manitoba, taking a 3-0 lead over the young Newfoundland Labrador team, skipped by Will Butler, representing the Stephenville and Remax clubs, and the Caribou Club in Stephenville and the Remax Center in St. John's. It is 3-0. Manitoba scoring 2 in the first end, stealing 1 in the second. Saskatchewan and New Brunswick in a big game. Both of those teams having ambitions of moving into the championship pool out of Pool A. And it is Team Saskatchewan, skipped by Sean Meacham from Swift Current, cracking a deuce in the second end to take a 2-1 lead on Team Grant Odishaw from Moncton. And a fun fact about Team Meacham, they are the host committee for the 2023 Canadian Mixed Championship that will take place in their hometown of Swift Current. And one sheet over, a little bit of a surprise start to some maybe. Team Yukon, skipped by Terry Miller out of Whitehorse. Still searching for their first win, but they score a first end deuce. And they take a 2-0 lead on unbeaten Quebec, skipped by Felix Asselin and his team from Dollard-des-Ormeaux, suburb of Montreal. After a blank second end, it is Quebec with hammer in the third end, trailing 2-0 to the Yukon. You can find all those scores all the time on curling.ca/scoreboard. Curling.ca/scoreboard. All the scores all the time live as they happen from all Curling Canada championships. On our sheet, it is a 2-1 lead for Team Ontario. And once again, they've off to a good start. Center guard, one buried. And Northwest Territories in a little bit of chase mode here again.
Yeah, Ontario's put the pressure on every end and they just keep piling it on and playing very well. Another fine shot.
Top 8, top 12 's fine.
Cole Parsons will attempt the counterclockwise rotation draw.
Line's good. Line's good. Top 8's perfect. Close, yep. Well. Go if you can. Go if you can. Yep. Gotta hold the line. Hard Meg. Hard Meg, right to it. Right to it, right to it, right to it, right to it, right to it.
Very nice sweeping by Megan and Margot.
Good throw.
Yeah, sets up some possibilities now. He can move his ribs in.
Okay.
Line's pretty good. Like to take across center line.
Peel. Sure. Guys can switch if you want. Okay.
Matthew Hall will take a pass at those 2 Northwest Territory stones, see if he can get at least one of them out.
Yep. Yes!
O'Neill trying to keep that on line. Wow. Makes the double. Got a little tick on the top stone, but worked out nicely. Let's get another look at that here in a moment. And great shot by Matthew Hall. Here you see. Catches that one, but that helped probably get rid of the 2 Northwest Territory stones, Mel.
Yes, it did. Actually, it's. I don't think he'd have made it if he wouldn't have ticked.
But now Cole Parsons will see if he can bury one behind those 2 yellow stones.
Line's okay, room!
See, they're drawing around their own, it looks like, so.
Yeah, he's going way out in the wings for this one.
Let me finish figure.
I'm not sure it'll finish out there. I haven't seen the ice, so I'm not sure what happens.
Well, it looks like it's coming in nice. It's the key of whether it's going to be shot or not. And it will.
Yes, that was a fine shot.
Very nice. Jamie Cooey comes out and finishes it off, and Great throw.
Got nothing.
Yeah, I bent
It's
in there
that same
beautifully.
pass we threw last night that goes, just a little.
Okay.
If we back line weight, if we take that, that's
Yeah,
okay.
okay, I like that. What weight?
Back line.
Back one.
Like, is it edge on edge?
I don't have any.
I know. Is it edge on edge or is it over buried?
Edge on that.
Okay.
Sure, if you want me to take it.
So the call is for Lori to come through that port and see if she can get a little piece of the shot that was just thrown by Cole Parsons.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
It's not a very big gap there. And not sure what how much bend they got with any kind of weight.
Laura Neal's going to try and carve it over.
Okay.
I don't think there's going to be enough carve.
Sorry. Word for word.
Got the shot rock partially exposed now. It did accomplish that.
I love it. This one, are you? Can we just... Which way? This way? You like this way? Forward? Or control, control.
So that rock on the center line is the trouble rock as far as the territories are concerned. So Margot Fleming will see if she can take it out and roll over. People will look at Margot's last name with that double M and say, are you related to Paul Fleming? And as it turns out, she is. Just not the Paul Fleming that is playing here, representing Nova Scotia. And in fact, her dad is Paul Fleming as well, so just no relation to Nova Scotia skip Paul Fleming.
Oh, that's a fine shot. He got a Christmas tree going now. We can't.
Very good roll there.
Yeah.
Not the roll they called. They were going the other way, but that still worked out.
Yeah, it worked out better than you planned.
Now Laurie Eddy's going to have to play the run back. If she doesn't make it, there's a chance for the Territories to sit 3 in a moment.
Yep. Whoa. Laura.
Trying to get that to curl a little, but just
Yeah,
tickle
got to the
one.
corner.
That'll get the job done.
Get through, Laurie. Oh, good, Laurie.
She's going to try to get in for second shot behind the yellow guard.
Line's real good. You'll have room the whole way. Gotta be second. Really floating.
Cole Parsons, Megan Kohler trying to drag this in.
Giving her everything we have, but it's not sure it's enough.
Curl to get second, I guess. Whoa, whoa. Freeze. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wow. Good throw.
Yeah, I don't think they got second, but
I'm going to go out on a limb, Mel, and say they did.
okay. Yeah,
Well, maybe not.
I don't know.
Should come up just a little
I hate to put too much bet on it.
I like to see just a hair more.
Okay.
At any rate, I don't think it changes the Ontario choice. They got to get rid of shot rock.
Okay, are we second shot? Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, you saw like Laura's coming this way last end was
Not a huge hole,
similar
but certainly
spot,
enough
and
to
she was, like,
accommodate
just through
a curling
with that
rock.
one draw, so you should know how this runs.
There's a look at that. It is yellow that is sitting shot out of those two. Scott McDonald, his first shot of this third end.
Whoa! Close! Yep! Whoa! Whoa! Close! Laura!
Is that going to stay on the guard? Laura trying to get it to bend, just adjust, does.
Just got by. Just barely got by.
Why does Lori scream when it gets by a guard? I don't know.
What's the rule for that? Board? A little more.
But there is an opportunity now for the Territories to sit a couple again. Lori gave it the leg kick there, just a little body English to help it curl that quarter inch that it needed to get through the hole. But Jamie hits this on the inside. He will get the inside roll, and the stone he's hitting also should roll inside, potentially to have two buried behind that corner guard.
Just a max control. 3/4 to half. Probably be close to the board. Probably be close to the board.
Jamie will try and hit this on the center line side of that stone. And if he does, it'll be a pretty good outcome.
Heavy board. Post.
Looking pretty fine.
Big roll. Big roll. Big roll. Big roll.
That's a very nice curling shot by Jamie Cooey.
Sorry. Right, good call.
So it is the Territory sitting two.
Backing up.
Scott McDonald will try and take out Shot Rock and ideally get a roll.
Yeah, he can roll either way and be hidden. It's just a matter of which side he wants to go to.
Scott, by the way, and Laura are engaged. Their wedding will take place in June, next June. Another example, there's a few husband and wives playing in this event, but I don't believe there are any that are playing the back end. A little bit of separation is probably a good thing for a couple.
Touch more! Touch more! Yep.
Clean?
Yep.
Yes!
Hard.
Whoa!
Laura Neal now trying to keep that on line.
Whoa!
See if they can get a roll.
Okay.
Will it go too far? It will. Yes, it will.
So we have a draw for two here.
So fully in the 8 foot, and that'll get the deuce right back for the Northwest Territories.
Well, it's a little easier draw than you had the first time, but you still have to make it.
Yes, sir.
What are you guys thinking?
Like more than
Yeah. We need like, so like a 14 seconder, or is that there? Yeah. Okay.
Jamie Cooey, last rock in this third end.
I like it.
Full 8 foot will get a deuce.
Yeah.
I got all there.
Sweepers aren't doing too much to it. They seem to be okay with it.
Start the curl. You should be good enough.
Okay, line's perfect.
Hard close.
Freeze it, don't want to buff it.
Hard close.
Did he pull a string?
He did so.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. Watch
Well,
it. Too long.
I think that was a little bit of a sweeping error there. They were not down on it, and that will be an unforced error, and it will only be one for the Territories. They will tie the game 2-2, and Ontario, now having flipped that hammer, will have hammer in the fourth end in a tie game when we come back right after this. back to the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center. Draw 9 action at the 2022 Canadian Mixed Curling Championship. We're in a tie game, 2-2. Northwest Territories had a shot for 2 in that third end. And that's one of those situations where a skip will have the draw and maybe it'll show as a 0 on the score and the scoring percentages. But Jamie threw that well and just underswept a little bit. So, but the end result is that it is an unforced error that will only put 1 on the scoreboard. So Ontario will have Hammer in a tie game playing this fourth end. And the analytics tell you that's a good situation to be in if your team's Scott McDonald from St. Thomas.
Yeah, you always want to have hammer and even ends, and yeah, it's unfortunate a little bit of a sweeping lapse there. It cost a point, but that happens in curling.
Should be close.
Well, isn't that the truth, Mel? And it's a sign of a good team and veteran players that they can just leave it in the past and move forward.
Back button.
Yeah, I think they've all got enough experience in the game that it's not going to affect them in the long run, but it's at the time it is.
Great shot.
You know, you're kind of upset with yourself if you're a sweeper.
So the draw is put into the top 4, but a little bit exposed, and we'll see Megan Kohler try and put one on top of that for the Territories. Looking to steal here in this fourth end, generate a little momentum for the fourth end break. Tracking the other games here on the ice. Worth noting that the Yukon has stolen a point in the third end to take a 3-0 lead over unbeaten Quebec. And based on the way Terry Miller, the Yukon skip, was playing last night in the last half of their game against New Brunswick, we shouldn't be surprised. Terry put on a clinic last night in the last half, made some amazing shots. So clearly they're carrying some momentum into this morning's game against Quebec.
Normal.
So basically roll anywhere.
Yeah.
Yep. Did you say normal? Okay. Yeah, for sure.
So Megan Kohler just a little heavy and it bounces into the open. And this will be a hit to sit 2 for Laura Neal.
Probably like to get a bit of a roll either away or underneath. If it hits on the nose, it's a relatively simple double.
Good.
If there is such a thing.
You got room. Let's get.
Chance to draw into that pocket here for Cole Parsons. He and Margot will try and drag it as far as they can.
You have to work on this one to get it in there, but it's coming.
Keep going. Good shaving.
That's really good sweeping.
Gave you a bit.
Whoa!
Line's good.
Switch if you can. Yep, Laura.
Nope.
Just Laura.
Line's gonna be good. Get us
Just Laura.
there.
Another rock coming in very nicely here.
Both of you now. Yep. Hard. Oh, my fist to the inside.
Very nice throw by Matthew Hall. Great weight control.
You like that? Okay.
Yeah, the Northwest Territories are finding themselves outnumbered in the hosts pretty much every end here. You have to turn that around.
So Cole Parsons will take a shot on the other side. Counterclockwise rotation.
Yep, Peter. You got a curl.
Pumping? Curl it.
It's hanging a little straight, but the weight was nice.
Very nice.
Oh, very nice shot.
So it is Ontario sitting a couple, but those Northwest Territories stones are in pretty good position.
Try to free this up ahead. Okay. Try to get as close to the nose as you can with like back four. All right.
So like 4 feet more, eh?
Try and open it up, maybe. Yeah, stick a guard there is fine.
I think you're just playing a little tap on this to get some separation of those rocks so we can get something moving on the reds. But it's a tough situation to move too much.
Little heavy.
Let it work. Laura.
Whoa. Yep.
Laura.
Hard.
Hard.
Yes.
Hard. Good shot.
Pretty much the call and pretty much the result.
Right on the nose?
I feel like I could make an argument that both teams are in really good position here.
Yeah, really. I'm not sure who I want to be right now.
You like normal or control? Control? Yep. Do you like normal or no?
It's hard to see angles.
Good control. Nose or hair low.
Clean it.
So it looks like they're trying to play the yellow onto their red and push the red straight sideways onto that Ontario stone that's on the button.
Yeah, if he hits it properly, he could actually hit it right in the crotch and get rid of both those yellows. So I'm not sure if that is his plan or what he's trying to do here.
Outside was not an option, though. That's not what they wanted.
No, that didn't turn out as good as he hoped.
No, it sure didn't. And now a chance to sit 4 for Ontario with last rock.
We gotta go for here now.
Okay. Hack.
Just 3.
Just through. Enough.
Okay.
We don't need to push it out. It's all about where our shooter goes, right?
Yeah, okay. Similar blast in.
So that Ontario, or that Northwest Territory stone that's biting the button is mostly exposed, but there is a guard out front that will have to be respected by Laurietti.
Yeah, you can't throw a full hit at it. You have to play a quieter weight. And, you know, she must be outside there.
Laura.
Calling him off right away.
Back line through.
Trying to bend it.
Laura, keep going.
Keep going. Hard.
Hard to hit it.
Well,
Okay.
kind of trading chances here. I don't know if there's a straight run in there, but there's 2 in a row that have come down and didn't react.
You gotta be tight there.
Might just be a little wide of the broom, too. I
Could
think,
be, yeah.
Based on the calls right away.
Yeah,
so.
he had his hand up right away on that one. Well, both of them they did, so maybe not hitting the broom.
A little mini in-off is being considered by the Territories.
Control.
Double takeout to sit 2, if it's made perfect.
Yeah.
If you end up doing this and bumping the hair, it's not terrible. Control.
Job number 1, hit the broom.
Yeah.
There go Fleming.
No, Megan.
Right away, you hear the call, but
yeah.
she might have been a little full. Megan's going to try and see if she can get it to bend, but I don't think it will.
Cool.
No. Just.
And that is another option that has been taken away from the Territories.
Do we ever peel?
Sorry?
Do we ever peel?
Yeah, 3 rocks in a row, been wide and heavy, and it's not a good combination.
At this point, that's not good
I
for
think
us.
you play the
Okay.
same shot, Lori.
I've got one little piece of it.
Like just try and bump it, like even just like back 12 weight, bump it.
Like, I think you
roll.
want to throw back 8 and just get this to here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Territories is second shot, and it is
just a touch, yeah.
pretty much
Yeah,
buried,
ideally, you're
but
trying to just pop
it's a high enough guard that they can
right
probably
there.
access it, and that is going to
And
be
if
the
they play
call.
this, it's just nuts. Back 12.
Yeah, if they can get this rock up onto the broom and
Back 12,
and carve it, they can make this shot, but it's a tough shot.
Orietti with her final shot in this third end.
Yes.
Matthew Hall trying to keep it straight.
Close.
Yes, 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 yes. Whoa.
Laura.
Whoa.
Laura.
Hard, Laura.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard. Hard.
So you can drive it through that
Oh,
hole.
they got it through.
Very nice.
Very nice shot.
Good. Really good shot.
Now it
How'd it go,
is
Lori?
Ontario sitting 3 with last rock.
That's how you got to throw that. Throw it low.
It's getting kind of late in the end, but he might have to run that guard in. I'm not sure if he's got anything to, if he can see enough of the yellow to move anything.
Get rid of those. There's a bat that over the back of the rings. Maybe draw on their freeze or something and give them 2. Or you might tick this and go over here too, right? Just trying to give them 2 now, no? Don't see anything else. Unless we bump them down, but odds are I'm going to do the goal off it, aren't we? Or can I just do this one?
It's pretty tight.
Can I just do this one? Like I might get this one on the way by, right?
I'm not sure what he called here. I missed what he was.
I think they're just playing a little bit of
Jam back there, but everything will be behind the tee.
pick. They can see about half a rock and lose the shooter, obviously.
Oh yeah, he's got more of it than I thought.
I might get that other one on the way by.
He's thinking that there's even a triple in
Well,
as a possibility.
there's enough rocks in there. Something's going to move. Oh, he's got a tad outside.
Whoa, close! Spin it!
Through the hole.
That worked out very well.
Had to be pretty aware in the house to see all those rocks flying, but that's a much better outcome than it was before Jamie got into the hack. So it's still Ontario just sitting 1 now.
Yeah, that turned that around very quickly.
No. I don't think so.
I think
This
we're
is-
like 4th shot.
This is.
I think both of those reds outcount that other yellow.
This might be two. That
So
might be
I would like to hit the one on the right and like.
That's Matthew
either
Hall
hit
at the
it
other
straight
end
or
trying to
try and
guess
make this
what the
double, or
situation
hit
is
and
at this
roll on
end.
top. Looks like we're hitting the tighter one though.
Nose hit, and this should leave Ontario
Are
sitting
both of
3.
those reds out counting the yellow? Sorry? Are both of those reds out counting the yellow?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think if we hit this one, I think it's
Okay, all right. Just right on the beak or roll on top of our own?
ideally.
Probably roll on top of our own. Yeah. What kind of weight? Okay.
So there you heard the conversation.
You got it, bud.
Scott McDonald, his first shot, his 4th end, looking to score some kind of a crooked number.
Can't hurt it last.
Clean. Clean.
That's fine with the shot.
Put it down. Yeah. To the nose. Yeah. Nose. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Very good.
Little roll.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Good.
Good.
Let's freeze that, don't I?
Yeah, if he could freeze to that one there, he could do a shot rock and be awful hard to remove.
Come off the line from here. You can come off that one too if you want. So they thought it was them because say that, right?
Okay, same weight.
Discussing lots of options. I'm not sure what he's going to come up with here.
I'd rather just draw around the center, no? What's that? So draw with the end.
Up to you.
Yeah, I like that. What's that? I like the draw. Because I think that I can make
Does
it
not
perfect.
want to concede the deuce here. If he did, you'd just play the open hit. So Jamie's going to go hard for a steal here.
Yeah, he's going for the cold draw. So
It's close
could
to
quite
third,
possibly be the
otherwise
game here if he doesn't make something good.
My first thought was freeze the back one, but he can come off my side one if I make it perfect, right? So. Over. Okay, good guys.
Big shot here for Jamie Cooey, his final shot of the fourth end. Trying to bury behind that center guard.
Go a bit early. Rip!
We gotta go, Margot. We really gotta go.
Come on, Cole! Help, Margo, help! Keep going, get shot!
Margot and Megan trying to drag this in. And that one was light out of the hand, and it will be a draw for 3 for Ontario.
I'm on it. That one.
Yeah, they swept that right out of his hand. He just never had a chance to get it there.
Yep. One you just threw was like back line, so make the adjustment.
It's a slight. So compared to draw the button.
Final shot of this fourth end. Scott McDonald looking to add
3
1 to the
should be
2 he's got
fine.
counting right now.
3 or 4, yeah, somewhere in that range. Absolutely, yeah. That should never be like heavy kind of thing. Yep.
Line's good.
He does have some backing on his side if he does get a little heavy, but
Keep her broom down.
Not curling yet.
Should be good. D-line.
Still not curling.
Should be good. Should be good.
sweepers are on it and
Okay, great. Good
they're
job.
happy with it.
And that will be...
Ooh, no, it's sailing.
It will be
You're good.
a score of 3
It started to grind in.
for
right
Ontario, and they will take a 5-2 lead into the fourth end break. The teams will take their fourth end break. We will too. We'll be back after this to the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center.
Saskatchewan is cold. So cold that you'll often hear locals ask each other, is it cold enough for you? The bold and brave, they'll already know the answer to this question. Saskatchewan is cold enough. Cold enough to cover our land with new possibilities, to freeze time and place and create long-lasting memories. Cold enough to make us appreciate the warmth of others and bring our communities even closer together. Sure, it can be a bit uncomfortable at times. You're going to have to do some shoveling, scrape some ice off your windshield, and you're definitely going to need to wear a toque. But that's all part of the fun. It's about dressing right and preparing for the adventure. So bundle up and embrace the season. Saskatchewan, cold enough.
Curling teaches as much about life as it does about sport. Club, team, house, lead, rock. These are the words of our sport, words we embody, powerful words, words that speak to everything we represent: respect, togetherness, strength. Curling doesn't discriminate. The ice doesn't judge. It adapts. It accepts. Curling isn't a book to be judged by its cover. On these sheets, everyone is on the same page. It's what's on the inside that counts. We dream big. We play with heart. We focus on these circles and imagine podiums in far-off places. In a game of inches, every move counts. Are you ready to make yours? The support of the curling community makes it possible for thousands of kids across Canada to follow their dreams, on and off the ice. Please give generously.
Saskatchewan is cold. So cold that you'll often hear locals ask each other, is it cold enough for you? The bold and brave, they'll already know the answer to this question. Saskatchewan is cold enough. Cold enough to cover our land with new possibilities, to freeze time and place and create long-lasting memories. Cold enough to make us appreciate the warmth of others and bring our communities even closer together. Saskatchewan, cold enough.
Welcome back to the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. It is Wednesday morning at the 2022 Canadian Mixed Curling Championship, and we have our feature game between the Northwest Territories and Ontario. My name is Al Cameron, joined this morning by Mel Keating. And Mel, we're going to put you in the position of being the coach of these teams. They just had their fourth end breaks. Let's pretend you were on the ice with them. What would you have told them? Let's start with Team Northwest Territories, down 5-2.
Well, in Northwest Territories, I think probably the only thing I would tell them is maybe your concentration level isn't where it should be. You made a bad sweeping mistake on one end. They're not hitting your broom as well as you probably should at this level. I think it's just, I don't know if they're thinking of the 3 games that they got to play today, or just maybe concentrate on each shot and forget about the whole game. Just play it shot for shot.
Meanwhile, Team Ontario coming off a big 3-ender in the fourth end. Imagine that would have been a pretty happy team at the fourth end break.
I would think they probably didn't have to say too much. They're putting pressure on Northwest Territories every end, every shot. They're playing very well. I don't think they really have to change too much strategy. They just keep the pressure on.
Full slate of games here this morning in Prince Albert as we enter the final day of preliminary pool play. We're tracking all these games as they all have implications on who will be part of those 4 teams from Pool A and 4 teams from Pool B that will advance to the championship pool that begins tomorrow. 3 other games being played, and the one that's really raising some eyebrows, it is Team Yukon, skipped by Terry Miller, searching for its first win after 4 losses. And they are now in a 4-0 lead playing the 5th end. 2 in the first, a blank second, a steal of 1 in the third, and another steal of 1 in the fourth. And they have a 4-0 lead over Quebec's Team Felix Asselin, which has yet to lose a game after winning its first 4 and advancing to the championship pool yesterday. So upset brewing on Sheet B. It is Newfoundland Labrador in a 3-3 tie with Team Manitoba. Manitoba team Corey Chambers from Miami opened with a deuce in the first and a stolen point in the second, but Newfoundland Labrador team William Butler from Stephenville and St. John's, they've come back with 2 of their own in the third and a steal of 1 in the fourth. So it is Manitoba with hammer playing the fifth end in a 3-3 game. And in the other game on the ice, it is a 4-3 lead for Team New Brunswick. Grant Odeshaw from Moncton. They have a 4-3 lead. They were down 2-1 after 2 ends, but came back with a big 3 in the third end against Team Sean Meacham from Swift Current. Saskatchewan took 1 back in the fourth, but it is a 4-3 lead with hammer for New Brunswick playing the fifth end. And as we mentioned in our game, it is a 5-2 lead for Team Ontario. After taking 3 in the fourth end, Ontario at 2-2 and really needing to win this game to get into that championship pool. They would need to likely win their final game later today to get into the championship pool. They've won 2 in a row after losing their first 2 games. Northwest Territories, meanwhile, they won their first 3 games and would qualify for the championship pool if they win this game against Ontario this morning, but they're going to have to claw their way back into it.
Got room the whole way.
Well, they got a ways to go to get back in the game, but they have the potential. They just get rocks in play and
Rather aggressive.
take your chances now when you're down 3. You know, got 4 ends to play.
Just a reminder of the format. 7 teams in Pool A, 7 teams in Pool B, 14 teams in total representing Canada's 14 member associations. They play round robins within their pools, 6 games apiece, and the top 4 teams in each pool will move into the championship pool. The bottom 3 in each pool will then go into the seeding pool. They'll play 3 more games against the other pool, and those teams will determine the final 6 placings, 9th through 14th place, and that will help set up the pools for next year's Canadian Mixed in Swift Current. Meanwhile, the championship pool, the 4 advancers from Pool A will play the 4 advancers from Pool B over the next few days. And they will carry their records forward from the preliminary rounds. And then the top 4 teams will make the playoffs for Saturday's semifinals. And a reminder, no tiebreakers. It will be head-to-head. And then if that won't resolve the tie, then the last shot draw, the pregame draws to the button, the cumulative totals, will break the ties to get our 4 semifinalists that will play on Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern. And the winners there will, of course, go to the gold medal game Saturday afternoon, 2:30 p.m. Central, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. And, of course, you can see all of those great playoffs, plus all the round-robin draws that are remaining right here on Curling Canada's YouTube channel. Great production work by our friends at IKS Live, as always, bringing you all the action from the 2022 Canadian Mixed.
Okay.
If you touch the guard, that's okay.
Well, we've got rocks in play again this end. I'm not sure Ontario really wants this many in there, but they're into the game now, so you have to play it out.
That's the nature of the 5 rock free guard zone rule. There's going to be rocks in play, and no lead is safe. And that's something that the Northwest Territories, I'm sure, will embrace as a philosophy.
Whoa! 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 Laura!
Yeah, Laura.
That's got to move.
Hard!
Hard.
Hard!
Hard all the
Or
way.
Neil trying to get it to carve. Great
It's got
job.
moving.
Hard!
That's not a bad outcome.
That was a pretty fine shot. And fine sweeping, actually. I think the sweeping made that shot.
Come on, this as it is. It's just this for now. Forward.
Margot Fleming will try the little hit and roll.
Whoa. Close, clean. Yep. Hard. Whoa.
I don't know if she's going to get much of a roll off of this, but she's made contact. And it's pretty much stayed there. Got a bit of a flop.
Okay. So like a couple feet more.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Solid.
Whoa! Laura! Laura, you gotta go!
Yep. Forward.
This one's hanging out again. She's trying to carve it, but
Working very hard this end, trying to make those rocks move.
Hard.
Looks like the same shot as the first one.
Okay. Here, Lauren.
And it will still be Ontario sitting 1.
I should have just thrown this in right there. Sorry.
All right.
Northwest Territories has never won this championship.
Probably.
I mentioned the last they played in the final. This Jamie Cooey team played in the final in 2015 at North Bay, Ontario, where they lost to Max Kirkpatrick's Saskatchewan team from Swift Current. Ontario, meanwhile, has won this championship 4 previous times before. The most recent being 2018, Mike Anderson's team.
Let's go with Hack.
Won in 2018, and they went on to win the World Mixed. That was a team that featured Mike Anderson, my co-worker Danielle Inglis, Sean Harrison, and Lauren Harrison. Prior to that, 2013, Corey Hegstad's team won at Mount Royal, Quebec.
Whoa!
John Epping
Clean!
won the 2006 Canadian Mixed. That occurred in Whitehorse.
Hard, Megan.
And 1986, Dave Van Dyne
Hard, Megan.
won the Canadian Mixed in my hometown of Kamloops.
Great shot.
I was there to see one of the greatest walk-off shots to win a Canadian championship in history. Notable for a couple of reasons. It was some kind of crazy double angle raise for the win. Playing an Alberta team that featured Randy Furby and Pat Ryan.
Beaker, hair low.
Pat skipped that team. Randy was playing second.
Oh, just normal. Okay.
One of the great walk-off shots to win a championship ever. So it is now the Territories sitting a couple, but a double opportunity here for Scott McDonald.
yeah, if he hits it right on the nose, he makes the double, and there's virtually no chance for Northwest Territories to make a double coming back. So be a fine shot if he noses it.
Finish it. Go. Okay, that's good.
Good.
No, didn't quite work out as good as he hoped, but it's got rid of the shot anyway.
Okay. Shot? Yes. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what it's going to do. I don't know. Here.
Can't afford to be wide with this, because the jam would
What
happen.
that intern does.
Yeah, I like this.
You get the sense that Jamie's guessing at this a little bit in terms of where it's going to go.
Yeah, he said he didn't really know what it's going to do, so it's not a good feeling when you have to throw it. Looks pretty good. No, that's a pretty fine shot.
Yeah. Yep.
Good scrub there by Megan at the end. It just touched the second Northwest Territories stone, but it is still the Territories sitting 2.
To the inside? Yeah.
But a chance here for Scott McDonald to remove that shot stone and maybe get the inside roll.
I don't think he can make the double if he gets If he makes a double, he'd be rolled in the open, but he still get a shot rock.
Close.
Not really. Whoa, whoa! Low light. Laura, stay close.
Four. Yep. Yep. Yes. Yes.
Attaboy.
Good shot.
Wonderful shot.
That's a
by
beautiful
Matt
shot,
Hall.
yeah.
By Scott McDonald. Good sweeping there by Matthew Hall to keep it on line.
Might have just a corner open, but not by much.
Or enough that light.
Really nice.
There's no three. Really nice. Is it dead buried or? No, you can see
Mel, another update on that Yukon-Quebec game. The Yukon has stolen 3 more in the 5th end, and it is a 7-0 lead now for Yukon over unbeaten Quebec.
Well, that's the biggest surprise I've seen all week, that's for sure.
Quebec with a 4-0 record, and win-losses, even though they've already got their spot in the championship pool assured, they want to have the best possible record with them because it'll carry forward into the championship pool.
Well, anybody that's ever curled knows that these kind of games happen. You just don't want to see it, in a major championship, but they do happen.
Last shot now for Jamie Cooey in this 5th end. Chance for 2.
I don't think he's going to bend this enough, but
Does it have a piece?
I don't think so. No, well,
And that will be a steal of 1 for Ontario, and it'll be a 6-2 lead when we come back to the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center right after this. Back to the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center. Draw 9 action at the 2022 Canadian Mixed Curling Championship in Ontario. Carrying the momentum right now. 3 points in the 4th end and a steal of 1 in the 5th. And they've got a 6-2 lead over Jamie Cooey's Northwest Territories team from Yellowknife. Both these teams will be back in action later today. The Territories have a 3-draw day. That was brought about by them not being able to be here in time for opening day on Sunday, so they are playing 3 times today. They'll be back in action this afternoon against Northern Ontario, Team Trevor Bonneau. And then tonight, they'll finish their round robin, their preliminary round robin, against Paul Fleming's team from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Ontario, meanwhile, will be back on the ice tonight to close out their preliminary round robin against Manitoba's team, Corey Chambers. And we will have 2 more draws today here on Curling Canada's YouTube channel. 2 p.m. Central, 3 Eastern. That will be Prince Edward Island and the Dennis Watts team from Summerside taking on Will Butler's team from Newfoundland Labrador. That's at 2 Central, 3 Eastern. And then tonight, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, Saskatchewan. Team Sean Meacham taking on Team Miles Craig of British Columbia. That'll be the final draw of the preliminary round robin, and then pool play begins in the championship and seeding pools tomorrow. 3 more draws tomorrow. Note the times: 12:30 p.m. for the televised times anyways, 12:30 p.m. Central, 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 4 Central, 5 Eastern, and then 7:30 p.m. Central, 8:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So note the adjusted times for the games tomorrow here from Prince Albert. Don't know which teams will be playing in those draws. That'll be set tomorrow once we get the final standings of Pool A and Pool B.
Yeah.
Well, Ontario's still putting the pressure on. It's forcing Cooey to chase every end, basically, and just not working out well for him.
Good ones, Laura.
Mel, we talk about control zone, that area of the forefoot, and Ontario has really done a nice job controlling that this game.
Yes, they have very well. They really haven't given Northwest Territories a chance to build an end. Yeah, and it's setting up again that way. Ontario's in total control of the center line.
I can throw this like good, eh? With this ice.
I think so, because the other one you have to lean, or you may have to carve at the end here.
Matthew Hall.
Line's good. Laura's rock.
2.
Laura's rock.
Line's good. It's always Laura.
2.5.
It looks really hot.
2.5.
I think we might be in.
Yeah.
That looks a little heavy for a guard, but
We're right to it. Sorry, that was a terrible weight call.
That's okay.
Already taking the heat on that one.
This is
But
okay. Gotta stick your shooter. That's good. Feel.
I don't know if they did enough sweeping to make that much difference, but she felt bad about it.
Cole Parsons now will try and move some of that yellow granite.
Yep. All right. Good.
Will that go out? Yes, it will. So it is a double and leaves the red guard on the center line, which is a nice outcome for Cole Parsons.
Yeah. Is that red in? No.
Scott McDonald trying to line up the angles here to see if all 3 of those red guards could be removed, but certainly the goal for Matthew Hall will be to get 2 of them out of play.
Yeah. Whoa. Right off.
Just one.
Just got a little bit wide on that one and just never had a chance.
Sorry.
So the draw will be called for Cole Parsons, and maybe this is the end that the Northwest Territories can establish some momentum, but they've been chasing just about every end.
Line's good. Room. Close. Line's really good. Room. There you go.
A little deep, but it is buried, but really not a factor for the strategy for Ontario. They want those guards out of play.
Yeah, no matter where that one ended up, Ontario was going to run guards, so it was would have been nicer if it was above the tee line. At least you could use it for later, but
It's fine for the peel.
Line's good. Good.
Clean.
yeah, nice peel.
Sorry, Scott.
No, that's okay.
Freeze will be the call here for Margot Fleming.
Looks light. Looks really light. Looks
Yeah,
light.
they've been on it right out of her hand.
Look at the curl. It's way out there. Help him, baby. Help him. Hard
No,
curl.
got it here.
Hard curl. Okay, you're there.
Great sweeping there by Cole Parsons and Megan Kohler.
It's in that same spot. They've had about 4 rocks so far that get on that line and won't come up.
Normal?
Okay.
Control, what do you like?
Well, your hack leader didn't do much here.
Control?
Okay.
Control.
Yeah.
Right on the
So
nose.
nothing fancy here about Ontario's strategy. Just even giving up 2 here is not the end of the world.
Control! Whoa, whoa! Clean.
Clean only.
Not. Hard. I think we're rolling.
No, even if they give up 2, they're in total control of the game. They can dictate their own fortune from now on.
They can either go here. They can play this now, no? Back line. Or back 12, throw ring, wait.
Looks like the Territories will take on the split and see if they can get 3 into the rings. That'll be the call for Margot Fleming.
Close. Whoa. Whoa.
Looks like she got it a little wide on her release. I'm not sure if it's going to come up. But
Trying to get it over to see if they'll get a piece. And that'll just slide through.
The split weight, it goes right through.
Not much going the Territories' way this morning against Ontario.
Hit it on the nose.
No, even when they get a chance, they're just not capitalizing.
Oh, I don't think there's a way to just like get the rest and still sit. Nose is okay.
Okay.
Yeah, ideally like a
This
little
shouldn't-
flop
yeah, this
behind him.
shouldn't
A
do
little
much,
bit
right?
to make the perfect flop and he sticks
Yeah, you
with
got
it,
it.
but
Look at normal, guys.
yeah, same as last time pretty much, right? Do you want to nose it or flop in behind?
Yeah. Either one works. Hit really hard line.
Yeah, it's really,
Give me something that I
really
can
not
work
a lot
with
of thought in this shot. Just hit it.
Like I feel like maybe the flop is better.
here. Yep, probably, but
Actually, you know, I'm in there. You know.
okay. Give me something to work with here, buddy.
Here you go.
Yep.
Scott McDonald, his first shot at this 6th end.
A little less.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whoa!
Well, yes. 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 Hard.
No roll! Oh, good. Try the
Never
ball.
should have said
Yeah, that was a good shot. Accomplished number 1 goal. Get rid of it.
Whether the draw. Two on the split though. I guess
Not sure the split does much good anymore.
We'll just go here.
They'll just draw in for Ontario will draw in for 2 and be a force.
I mean, you go here, he might rip it, he won't lose everything another split, right? Well, I don't think I'm going to bury, but I don't think we have a choice.
So they will play the draw. You're in cross your fingers territory.
Yeah,
You need
that's
to
all you
miss.
can do. Yeah. Yeah. Now, this is when you rush your other team that becomes your 5th player.
Nice.
I think Jamie forgot his throwing device. Yep. Right.
I think you still got to keep it high though, so when he slashes it, right?
Just expose half a rock is the idea, and hope that Scott slashes and it jams on the yellow rock that's in the house.
About 4 max, okay?
Yeah, and Jamie Cooey's draw weight has kind of abandoned him after that very first fine draw in the first end. He hasn't really made anything since.
Trying to get this by that guard, but I think it's going to rub off. will and stay open. That was pretty good weight.
You know me.
You had here on the last one.
Sex.
I agree. I like that.
You
I
know,
think
when
that
I
with a
think-
bit more weight.
Yeah.
because I'm wrong.
Like I don't think we want to be out here at all.
No, I agree. But even if we
Yeah.
know you're changing the drop.
Oh yeah. I
If we
think
roll it down the other
I think we can get to know. I think we can hold it here.
I'll tell us he likes
So
that.
do you like the same way?
I like the same weight.
They have to.
Open hit here for Scott McDonald to sit 2.
Same
And
weight.
force-
Same throw? Okay.
Ideally force the Territories to a single here in the 6th end.
Absolutely. Yep. Same throw, buddy. You got it.
Stay close.
More.
Clean. Clean only. Clean only. Clean.
Clean.
Only calling
right
for the
in.
clean. It looks
Good.
pretty good.
Great.
That's all right.
Very good.
So it will be. I'm not sure if based on the broom if they're hitting or drawing. there,
I'm
but
not sure. He didn't really indicate what he was doing these.
that will be a final one sheet over. And it will be a steal of 1 for Yukon in the 6th end, and it will be an 8-0 final. Big surprise there on that sheet. Quebec's team Felix Asselin loses its first game. Yukon wins its first game. Team Terry Miller from Whitehorse. 8-0 win for Yukon, our first final this morning. So it is a hit for Jamie Cooey, and he'll make it, and he'll take 1. And Ontario will take a 6-3 lead in last rock into the 7th end when we're back right after this.
Saskatchewan is cold. So cold that you'll often hear locals ask each other, is it cold enough for you? The bold and brave, they'll already know the answer to this question. Saskatchewan is cold enough. Cold enough to cover our land with new possibilities, to freeze time and place and create long-lasting memories. Cold enough to make us appreciate the warmth of others and bring our communities even closer together. Saskatchewan, cold enough.
Back to the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center. We're entering the 7th end of this morning's feature game in the 2022 Canadian Mixed Curling Championship. It is Ontario's team Scott McDonald from St. Thomas that will have hammer and a 3-point lead over Team Northwest Territories. Must win for Ontario if they want to advance to that championship pool. They have a 2-2 record coming in this morning. The Northwest Territories at 3-0, so a key result, especially when you take into account head-to-head results, will determine tiebreakers.
I mean, like, if you go right by it, that's fine.
Yeah, Ontario's played very well right now.
Just off out of your hand.
Their destiny's in their own hands.
Hack. Whoa.
Yep.
Yeah. Hack. Whoa. Whoa. Not.
Playing the tick here, and
Hard, Matt. Get it over there. Get it over
Hurry.
there.
I was wondering, yes, the no-tick rule is not being used here at the 2022 Canadian Mixed, meaning the no-tick for rocks that are touching the center line. That is being used at Tim Hortons Briar and Scotty's Tournament of Hearts, as well as all World Curling Federation men's and women's championships. But because these teams were determined mostly using last year's
Really
rules,
good.
last season's rules,
Yeah.
the no-tick rule is not being used here. So that rock was tickable. And there was a tick made by Laura Neal. Nice shot by the Ontario lead.
Okay. Get it tight then. Yep. Hard then.
It's nothing to do with our game. I just seen the Yukon team walk by. I don't think you'll ever get those smiles off their face now.
They're feeling pretty good after the couple of shots that Terry Miller made last night. And we mentioned some of that momentum clearly carrying forward into today's game against Quebec.
Same weight. Maybe a hair more. Turn her away because if her hit, we can...
I was trying for another tick.
Quebec will have the afternoon off to put that loss behind them, and they'll be back on the ice tonight to close out their preliminary round robin against Team New Brunswick and Team Grant Odeshaw from Moncton. And that could be a pretty important game to determine who finishes first in the pool.
Yeah, it'll be a big game coming up now.
Yeah.
Well, that tick didn't work out as good as the first one, but okay. Something to work with for Northwest Territories now.
Hard.
Two other games still in progress
All right, you gotta
here this
separate
morning
these.
at the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Center.
Whoa,
Talked about Team New Brunswick. They're in good shape here. They're playing the seventh end. They have a 5-4 lead. That's Team Grant Odeshaw from Moncton. They have a 5-4 lead, and Last Rock playing the seventh end against Team Sean Meacham and Saskatchewan playing out of Swift Current. Saskatchewan forced to a single in the sixth end, so it is New Brunswick with the 1-point lead and Hammer playing the seventh end. Both those teams in contention to move into the championship pool, and certainly be a big win, whoever comes out on top of that, both of them with 3-1 records. And in the other game, Team Newfoundland and Labrador, we'll see them in the next draw. They took 3 in the sixth end and now lead 6-5 over Manitoba. Manitoba, both those teams in must-win territory, but Manitoba still has a chance to qualify for the championship pool, but they need to win this game, and they are down 1 playing the seventh end after Newfoundland Labrador, that young team with 17-year-old skip Will Butler, 16-year-old second Nick Codner. They took 3 in the sixth end. So it is Manitoba, 1 down with Hammer playing the seventh. All the scores all the time on curling.ca/scoreboard. Curling.ca/scoreboard.
In our game, not much happening, just Northwest Territories throwing up guards and Ontario's hitting everything.
Try to take it on. Third.
Chance at a double peel here now for Matthew Hall.
Yeah. Whoa. Oh. Yeah. Yes. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Nice.
Guess the job's done.
Scotty.
Yeah, it's
You're good. You're good. Okay. Nice shot, Matty.
Yeah, fine double. Cleared the front end. Even if Ontario was forced to win this end, they're completely in the driver's seat anyway, so I don't think it's a big issue either way for them.
Yeah, up 4 going into the last end. As Matthew Hall would tell you, he's an analytics guy who studies numbers an awful lot. It's his passion. He will tell you that 4 up in the last end is a good thing, and that looked like it. They've been burned.
I think they hit it with, yeah.
Like, is it worth it to even nose that, or do we
Nothing going the territory's way this morning.
This peel.
Yeah.
Well, things are going to go bad. You might as well do it all in one game.
I'm seeing intern.
Sure.
No, I think that's yeah, probably, but yeah.
He helped it a bit.
Corey Eddy makes the nose hit.
Yeah, so definitely not the end that Jamie Cootie was looking for. He's trying to build build a wall and he couldn't get it done.
Guard will be called for Margot Fleming.
You like the in again?
Another reminder, we'll be back on the air at 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. Draw 10 of the 2022 Canadian Mix will feature Team PEI, the Dennis Watts team from Summerside, taking on Team Newfoundland Labrador.
Yes!
Butler's team,
Gotta go!
Stephenville and St. John's.
Gotta go!
2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, right here in Curling Canada's YouTube channel.
Good. Great.
We'll peel that short guard off.
Good, Steve. How's never worked?
Yeah, there's not much strategy involved now. Just throw it in the house and hope for the best.
Just a guard was the call there, and hope they get a nose hit and sneak one behind. Ontario's not missing much.
No, they aren't.
We're trying that draw for 3 we made. Maybe 2 feet forward, but.
Scott McDonald, his first shot of this 7th end.
Going for the straight peel. Doesn't know anything left around the front.
Clean. Yep. Clean. Clean. Easy. Good.
And he'll just now lob one in there and see if he can get a miss out of Ontario, but that's not very likely. Again, one more quick update. Manitoba had a draw for 2 in the 7th end, but Corey Chambers came up light, so settles for 1. So it is a tie game coming home. Manitoba takes 1 in the 7th, but it will be Newfoundland Labrador, Team Will Butler. They will have Hammer coming home in a tie game.
Or do you want me to take it?
Well, Jamie Cooey got it
What kind of weight?
back 4 foot. Just got to hope for a miss. That's all he has left now.
Sorry? When everything leaves the ring. Oh, God, yeah. But ideally, just take it. Yep. Yeah, just make sure you have a piece out of your hand. And
I like the last, Lori. Sorry.
Scott McDonald, final shot of this 7th end.
As you heard them saying, he just needs a piece of it. He really doesn't care what the result is, just as long as he's got a piece of it.
Well, I sort of wanted to. Okay, I wanted the mid-floor.
Peels it out, gets 1.
And that will be handshakes. So it is a victory for Team Ontario. They will improve to 3-2 with their 3rd straight win. The Territories will fall to 3-1. A reminder that we'll be back on the air at 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, with Team PEI taking on Team Newfoundland Labrador here at the 2022 Canadian Mixed. For color commentator Mel Keating, I'm Al Cameron saying so long from Prince Albert.